Last time on House of Annihilation, having decided on their course of action, planned their jungle voyage, and recruited a pair of skilled and talented guides, the crew of the High Havoc tangled with a choking assassin vine and almost lost one of their number. Now, somewhere up ahead, they hear the sounds of laughter and merriment in the dank and dismal forest.
I'm Dan. I'll be playing Leanni, Leanna, Servana, the Elf Beastmaster.
Hi, I'm Jake. I'm playing as Cranston Thorne, the half-elf bard.
My name's Alex, and I'll be playing as Horrik Jones, the human fighter.
I'm Cristina, and I'm playing Douglas, the Ganassi evoker.
I'm Trevor, and I'll be playing Rye Vin Osbon, half-elf barbarian.
I'm Shubert. I'll be playing Faroul of Faroul and Gondolo, adventurers and guides extraordinaire.
If you like what you hear today, be sure to subscribe for more content, rate us on iTunes, and head on over to our Facebook and Twitter. Tell us what you thought. Roll on.
With a clawing grasp of indrawn breath, like emerging from freezing ocean water, Cranston Thorne awakens from a nightmare. Images of black forms and grasping arms, thousands of coiling and hissing snakes, and a weeping woman fade from his waking memory. His eyes begin to adjust to the dark, and he sees the familiar surroundings of his cabin around him. Charts litter the small table cramped to one side of the room. Various musical instruments dangle from holsters attached to the ceiling. There's a crested orange and blue bird sleeping on a perch, and it's roused by his movements and shakes itself, then begins to croon a whimsical tune. Cranston throws on a jacket and straps on his sword belt, then picks up a leather pouch with a long silver chain from his side table. He gives the bag a quick kiss and then puts it over his head, wearing it as a necklace. Then he goes through the door to the ship's deck. It's a gray morning, and the choppy surf of the ocean rocks his ship, the Beggar's Choice, gently as she glides in an easterly direction. "Morning, Captain!" grunt a few of the sailors on deck before they resume their duties. Cranston nods to them and squints towards the dreary sunrise. Moving up to the top deck, Cranston is approached by one of the crew. Haley Hitch, a female gnome, is Cranston's most trusted and valued crew member. She's worried, however, wringing her hat between her hands, and seems unsure about what she has to say to Cranston. "She's holding together all right, but that Blazing Fist caravel gave us a beating. Elan and Boyda report that the port side's chewed up. I really don't think we should take another score before she's patched up." Cranston nods, looks around the horizon with a look of intense concentration. He reaches into the bag around his neck, draws out 2 cubic stones, one red and one blue, engraved with pips on each side. He crouches, tosses them onto the ground, and observes the result. No, we can take another. I like our odds," he says. The first mate smiles. Are you certain, Captain? Our luck still holds?" Cranston nods. "I know it," and he turns to address the crew. Ahead of you, you hear laughing and singing. It sounds like men's voices. It sounds like there's a lot of them, and they're kind of just ahead of you on the path.
So we could, just go back. I mean...
Yeah, we have treasure now.
Yeah. And
Sure,
so the treasure on the map's probably not that great, and...
This seems pretty good. It's got a magical light. It's made out of some sort of precious stone.
Cool, so you just, that's fine. Just give us a deposit back and we can be on our way.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys were supposed to pay us a deposit.
I'm sure that...
If we leave. Right?
I'm sure that my patience is wearing thin.
I think while this is happening, Rye's
stealthing ahead. Okay, go ahead.
To check out who's 26.
Rye, back in his element, completely wet. Slips his boots off. He's got his ship legs on. He's sneaking through the jungle. You crest over a little bit of a hill, and you can see down into a little ravine where there's kind of a little network of tarps and tents set up, and there appear to be a large group of men in a camp. They have little piddly little fires going, a little bit of smoke, some sort of animal meat roasting over the fire. They look like they're having a good time.
Is there any discernible sigil that they might have, something identifiable? Like, are they wearing particular colors? Or
Make me a perception.
Just cover yourself in mud and stuff.
And roll down. Cartwheel over.
Yeah. Guerrilla warfare right now.
12.
12? Not for that you can discern from here.
They're just all generic colors. They're just brown.
It just looks like they're
It's muddy.
wet, muddy colors.
they're muddy. They are worn out.
They're wet. You're
Well, I think
wet.
that's part of perception. Is listening part of perception,
Just
or is it
restful.
just?
With the rain is a little bit lighter right now, but you can hear kind of the murmur of conversation and some like jokes and laughing and stuff like that, but you don't hear them like be like, I'm a part of the FBI.
I'm a narc. What about you?
What do you do, Rye?
I'm so tempted to go steal a pair of boots, but I resist
do
the
you not have
temptation and I come back.
Do you not have boots? Or
I just wanted to steal their boots to mess with them.
right? What'd you see?
Bunch of laughing people that look like they're wet
A bunch of narcs.
and muddy.
Did they have
a bunch of narcs.
did they have any food? Did they have like fire or dry?
They had fires.
Let's go.
Okay, let's go.
We're in.
Okay, let's just hang back a little bit while Faroul and Gondolo go ahead.
Okay, bye. We have all your gear, by the way.
Rille and Gondolo start leading Zongo forward, and they slip through the mud on their way up, and they get across this little crest of the hill, and they walk up to the camp, and the camp leader greets them.
We're never seen
and
from like
They kind of chat. They kind of chat friendly, and you can see Gondolo and Faroul pass the guy a couple of coins, and then somebody starts giving them some food.
They're actually like gonna make such good friends with these guys.
Do you guys want some guides?
Yeah, we're not working right now, so.
Rye goes to the camp.
All right, you approach. The men wave you in. It actually looks like Gondolo and Faroul have already kind of introduced who you guys are almost. The leader comes forward. He's a tall, well-built guy. He's got a big blonde handlebar mustache and a really broad hat. His skin is also greasy from insect repellent, and everybody in this camp smells like they've been living in their sweat for like a month or more. Some of their clothes even are starting to fall to pieces from the humidity and rot.
So not only is rot killing people, but their clothes as well.
Yep. So I'm Man Up George of the Flaming Fist. Welcome to my camp.
These are the guys
way
that
less
like
stupid.
run the jungle, basically, or the exploration charter
That's right.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Glad to see some new explorers out here. Are you all having a good time?
You look really hurt.
Oh, it's been lovely so far.
yeah, it's great out here. What's not to love? Am I right? No, it's been terrible. Thank you for allowing us to visit your camp.
You guys see this whole group of men that all kind of look rugged and explorer-y and
Like
knights
me.
and scouts, and they kind of not at all like Faroul. And
The opposite of Faroul.
the opposite of Faroul. And over tied to a tree is a absolutely soaked, blue-skinned, human-looking male. How would you describe yourself, Douglas?
Jet black hair, blue eyes, blue skin.
What race are you?
Ganassi.
Anyways, you're blue.
Yeah.
You're sad looking, tied up to a tree, and covered in mud and water.
Water's okay.
Your own
but the-
feces, probably.
Yeah. Somebody else's threw
lot.
it at me.
Whoa.
It wasn't great.
Oh God. I like how you're like, well, some of this feces isn't mine.
If that makes it better.
It's not all my own.
Faroul asks
I've been tied
the
to
tribe
this tree.
leader.
That's Man Up to you. Oh, my rank. My rank is Manip.
Manip?
Manip.
Manip?
Yep.
I apologize.
That's
for
all right.
Not getting that right.
Sorry, what was his name
Yeah,
again?
what's your name, Manip?
Manip George Feedworth.
Oh my god, Manip George Feeworth.
Pretty sick name.
Can we just call you George?
Or Manip
Well,
George.
yeah, I guess you aren't in the structure, so.
Big G?
Well, that's a new one. I never heard that before.
Alright, Big G.
Jorge?
My liege.
Oh, no. I'm nowhere near a liege.
Who's this blue guy?
Oh, Douglas. We found him wandering around the desert or jungle. Sorry, I had my flashback.
I'm also
We found him.
suffering from some flashbacks.
Found him wandering around the jungle a couple days ago. No charter exploration.
Oh, can you believe that?
People.
So we're taking back to
Ganassi.
taking back to Fort Bellarine to
That's still a person.
sort that out.
Sure, people these days.
Says that he lost his adventure party, who of course had the documents in question.
Likely story.
As I thought. Speaking of, I'll just have a gander at yours real quick.
Yeah, no problem.
I look over.
He looks at it and is like, yeah, it looks right.
It should.
It is.
Obviously.
Why wouldn't it?
Somebody, maybe Cranston, you can roll it insight.
Uh-oh. 10 modified.
Okay. You see the way that he's looking at the piece of paper, and you're fairly certain he's illiterate.
Yeah, that's kind of what I thought.
Damn, I could have just had a paper.
A bunch of words on it.
Yeah.
Looks about right.
Looks
Did you-
official.
How can I do this? Keep talking.
I think I'm on board with what you're thinking, because this is our missing party member that we were looking for.
Did you say Douglas?
Yes.
Friends! Friends over here!
What are you talking
We were
about?
sent out to look for Douglas.
You were sent to find Douglas.
I get my water bottle and I pour water over Douglas's face and I wipe all the muck and stuff off. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's Douglas!
Of course, my good friend.
We're so glad you're
It says right on the charter, looking for Douglas.
See? This says Douglas.
Okay, you guys need to.
Patronizing.
You guys need to roll a collective bluff. So what I'm going to do is one person will roll the die. Everybody will add their deception bonuses together.
Is that me too?
That is you too.
Okay.
Add it together. Okay, so Dan's rolling.
Oh.
Oh, Dan! Why would you do that?
I'm adding a +2.
I'm also adding +2.
So that's 4.
I also added my 4, so it's...
So that's you have +4?
Yeah.
What do you add?
+8.
Oh my gosh. So we got
You're a
16.
liar.
What? And what do you add? +2.
No, we were doing the deception.
18. So the 18, 19, 20, 21 on deception.
Holy shit.
That's how I can forge papers and stuff.
Oh my god.
So what'd you get?
21.
21 altogether.
Yeah.
George looks absolutely confused, and another member of his camp comes up.
I hope he can't.
Who is this guy? This guy looks. This guy has a real pudgy face.
He can definitely read.
He's a bit more pudgy. He comes up and he's like, sir, I get a good feeling about these people. I think that the Lord's Alliance would probably endorse their action. I think that I can sense deep in the jungle somewhere there's a job for them to do.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Madam George. Madam George looks over.
I agree with this gentleman. here.
Pudgy little man.
Well, thanks, Cloris.
Yes, thank you, Cloris. I sit
That's
there
it.
in the tree.
An endorsement from MacLeod Cloris is as good a one as you're ever going to get around here.
Okay.
So, I think if Douglas has something he needs to do out in the jungle here, you guys have your charter. I can't stop you.
That's right.
Thanks, Matt. Thanks for finding our missing Douglas.
Yeah, and treating him so well. Like, he only has a little bit of feces on him.
So,
That's better than usual.
Only slightly pooped. He slightly pooped.
I'm like really considering if this is a better option, but
George spits to the side. Trail of phlegm left trailing from his oversized blonde mustache. So, y'all staying tonight? You heading out? This seems like, I'm not going to mean to say offense, but this seems like your first time in the jungle.
You're not wrong. Except for...
Sorry, that was a double negative. What do you actually mean there?
He can't read, but he knows double negatives.
Gotta be specific.
he's a real grammar Nazi.
An illiterate grammar Nazi.
Oh my god, I'm dead.
Yes, this is our first time in the jungle.
All right, well, if that's the case, let me give you a piece of advice. There's some valleys east of Aldani Basin. It's way south here. You go south of Camp Rye, just south of Camp Vengeance. You're going to hit yourself into this big, wide, flat area filled with water. And you don't want to be in there. That area is ripe with undead. You go upland for a bit. It'll level off this marsh. Lots of damn bugs. Lots of damn dinosaurs. We avoided two, come think of it. If you guys are looking for anything out there, though, we're looking for a lost city The Flaming Fist, that is. And if you hear head or tail
You
of
guys
it...
lost a city?
Well, no, it was lost by someone else. We're trying to find it.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, glad I got to clarify there. You go ahead, find that. There's a big reward in for you up in Fort Bellarine.
Okay.
All right.
What's the name of this lost city?
Rumors has it, it's called Omu.
Omu?
Old Moo.
No.
Omu.
Omu. Oh.
I thought it was going to be City of the Flaming Fist.
I'm sorry, I can't spell it.
That's fine. Of the Flaming Fist.
Can anyone spell it? Is it unspellable?
Oh, anybody
That's
could,
part
but
of-
not him.
That's why it's been lost for so long.
It's unspellable for him, that's for sure.
I ask him if he knows anything about the needle bones.
For medicine?
A place called Needle Bone.
I haven't heard of it. I'd be happy to report back to the fort about it, though, if you want to give me any information you have. And Gondola's like, no, I heard it's just made up.
Yeah. I don't know shit about that.
That's probably not real.
No.
Are we going to stay here for a bit, guys?
No.
I'm going to stay here for a bit.
Yeah, we can eat some of their food.
Okay, I do whisper to Douglas, while we're here, we have to remember or pretend that we know each other from way back when.
Got it.
You quickly introduce everybody to Douglas.
Yeah, and then after we leave, we'll figure out who each other are.
I'm Faroul. I'm the leader of this expedition.
Yes.
It's my associate Gondolo.
You guys seem very smart.
Thank you.
I mean, I knew that already.
You know,
guys are very
we
smart.
try to be prepared. And that's the most you can do in a
Triceratops Zongo.
Aw.
You can pet him if you would like.
I pat the top of his head, but like in an awkward way.
Zongo farts.
Not like that. Don't pet him like that.
Oh, he's happy.
And this is the rest of the group.
Yeah.
I assume you're followers.
The muscle.
No,
So,
he knows exactly who we are.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
my good
it's
friends,
us.
the muscles. Wink.
That's the name of our group.
You guys spend the rest of the day there then, it sounds like.
Yeah,
And
I did want to ask Cloris.
Clovis?
Clovis? Okay. George called you acolyte. Acolyte of what?
I swore an oath to uphold what is good and right in the land. And of course I found the Flaming Fist, and that's how I seek to do my good in the world.
Does it sound like he's one of those Order of the Gauntlet guys then, maybe? Or
No, probably some other kind of paladin.
Sounds boring.
Well,
yeah, well, that's real interesting. But I'm going to go get drunk.
you said you think we might have some purpose or some mission in the jungle, some task to fulfill.
Are you a seer?
No, I do not have such powers.
So that was just intuition, gut feeling?
I had a good sense about you.
You're a good judge of character. Yeah. I too believe that we have much good to do in this jungle.
That's good.
So long.
Clovis rolled the insight check against your guys' deception, and he rolled a 1.
Oh, man.
Good.
We can say anything.
You guys got a 22. Yeah, so you guys continue.
We should ask to see their papers.
You guys actually met the group of Flaming Fist.
Yeah.
And the next day you move a little further along.
So Douglas,
Hey.
tell us about yourself.
Well, I was with my own adventuring party, and we were coming here to help deal with this whole rot situation.
It's a rat situation?
Rot. R-O-T, my friend.
Huh.
You couldn't just get new
Terrified
food.
of
You couldn't
rats.
just get new food?
Don't listen to them.
Do you guys not have money?
First lesson of our group is don't listen to the two of them.
Right. Okay, well, we could get new food. The problem is my great uncle, he's dying, dead, as one would say now, but in my family, we have an ability to resurrect, or we used to anyway.
So you have to deal with your old relatives coming back all the time?
No, they're not coming back.
That's what you're trying to deal with.
Yeah.
That would be terrible.
Oh,
Can you imagine Thanksgiving dinner? Like
he is so wise.
500 people,
Oh, yeah.
50 generations back.
That sounds wonderful. Probably lots of food.
Lots of food and lots of knowledge.
Yeah.
And
Lots of jerky
Knowledge.
parents trying to harsh on your buzz. Am I right?
Yeah, I
Parents
mean,
just don't understand.
I can definitely tell
Thank you.
I can definitely tell you when I was a teenager, it was a little more annoying. But now that I'm an adult, it's quite fun. But I would like it to be my turn one day that if I die, I could also come back to life.
How far did you get?
How far did I get what?
Like, did you get this far and end up tied to a tree and everyone else dead?
Well, no, I hope they're not dead. No, my adventuring party, we were,
They abandoned you?
kind of. We were all sort of in a giant skirmish, and some of them ran into the jungle before we were actually into the jungle. And, I thought I'd try to find them, since, they had the paperwork, and I still wanted to figure this whole thing out. And, here I am now, and I just realized I could have had a blank paper this whole time. But, great uncle, he would have told me that would have been a good idea.
So Douglas was actually deeper into the jungle, and you guys are now kind of backtracking over parts of the jungle that the Flaming Fest was in previously, and Douglas was in previously. So with his additional information, you guys are finding it a bit more useful to get you deeper into the south a little quicker than you were before.
Nice.
Almost as if you have a real guide.
Wow. We didn't have to pay 30 days in advance.
I'm really glad that we happened upon you.
And your name again, friend.
I'm Faroul.
Faroul.
And my associate, Gondolo.
Yes.
Leaders of
the leader
Yeah.
of the expedition.
I see that now.
I don't even care anymore.
Kind of fine, because if anything goes wrong, they take all the blame.
Yes.
They are the leaders.
Yeah, they're the leaders of the party.
Yeah.
You guys travel for the entirety of the day, following along on the river. The rain is still going. It's light rain now. So you guys have just gone through 3 days of constant rain.
It's refreshing.
You're going as best as you can through all the mud. You're wading through Zongo's massive and deepening tracks. Finally in the afternoon, it starts to turn down to a trickle and almost start to peter out. You guys are like, oh God, please give us some sun.
It starts snowing.
And at a couple points, you guys are following along the river, and you can see that it's totally swollen and brown and rushing north a lot faster than you guys think you can paddle against it. So probably the Triceratops might have been a good choice. Douglas, as you were leading them along through this kind of 10-mile stretch that you guys are going through today, you start to recognize some of the landmarks around you, some hills and trees in the distance. And even though the jungle is really thick, you are sure that you are closer to where that skirmish happened.
All right.
You think you might be able to get yourself back there if you guys had a good survival check.
Oh.
Hey. I got good survival. 23.
23 is more than good enough.
Yes, my good friends, this is the area of which I told you all about, the aforementioned skirmish.
You guys can see that, there are actually a lot of trampled plants around here.
Dead bodies?
You haven't spotted any dead bodies yet, but you
fallen swords.
Kind of looks like you're going to start poking around. So give me some perceptions.
That I can do. 21.
14.
8.
Got a 5.
Horrik, what'd you get?
9!
You guys are all searching around,
+5s.
trying to find some sign of the battle that had happened here. When Douglas, you hear a crunch beneath your feet. You are kind of had your eyes up a little too high, and you neglected to notice that you were stepping onto a corpse.
Oh no!
Ooh.
You look down.
I jump off.
You see that the corpse is ancient, totally rotted, decrepit, and you've stepped directly into the chest cavity.
Oh.
Which is
Killed him.
swarming.
Right?
With these
Guys?
black, swollen black flies.
Mm-hmm.
They surge out. It's a cloud. This swarm is like the size of a human, and it starts biting at you.
Oh.
Everybody roll initiative.
Light your candles.
Oh, balls.
Cranston
24.
got a 5. Leanna got a 24.
Yep.
Douglas, you got a
14.
Horrik.
12.
Faroul.
I rolled an 8.
Leanni, you in town whip around when you hear a shout from Douglas and the omnipresent buzzing of swarms of flies all around you guys. You are first.
I move up to it.
Okay.
Strike! Crit.
Whoa.
Nice.
So I just roll my dice twice
Yep.
and add it once.
Yeah.
God damn it. 7.
Double ones.
All right.
Alright, and then I'll use my bonus.
Yep.
25 to hit.
25 to hit hits.
Oh my god!
Motherfucker!
I don't think it's the D6. I think it's you.
Apparently.
You got 6 damage? Holy fuck, you do so much damage. Wow.
He's rolling 1.
Town gets in there and starts slashing at them.
Okay.
He's actually going to try to eat them because he's hungry.
Biting at the
Just
air.
keep this guy alive.
Yeah.
23 hits.
Hey! 10 damage.
In typical swarm fashion, the bugs are kind of flying around the slashing and piercing attacks, and you're not being as effective as you might be against something else. Rye.
I set a torch aflame.
Okay.
I brought these torches. I can use them for something.
Yeah.
Okay, your torch is burning.
Can I use my torch to jab into the cloud of bugs?
Sure, you'll make an attack, but you won't use your proficiency bonus to make the attack roll.
19.
That hits. So you'll give a d6 plus strength fire damage.
8 fire damage.
Damn.
Okay.
Does it look like it was effective?
You see some of those flies start to fizzle. It looks a little more effective than using like an arrow or something
Smells like
like
a
that.
bug zapper in here.
Douglas.
I'm gonna attack a different swarm with a Snylock Snowball Swarm. I'm gonna use my own swarm against this swarm.
Nice.
They roll a dex save.
Yeah, 13 is what you need.
Okay, it fails.
Okay. All creatures take 3d6.
What?
15.
Okay. Nice. That looked like it was pretty effective. That swarm is reduced by half for sure.
Woo! What are you, some kind of magic person, Douglas?
Horrik.
I am a magic person,
Jeez
my friend.
Louise.
Sorry, was
Yours just
Rye's
felt
torch
good, you know?
effective against these clouds?
Moderately.
Moderately. I'm honestly going to do the same thing. 6.
No, that sucks.
No.
You're terrible at this.
First time using a torch, eh?
Faroul.
I am also going to break out my torch
Yeah.
and wave it heroically about.
Now you can tell me, are there any swarms near you?
No.
All right. So Faroul heroically swing his torch back and forth in the distance.
Pretending like there's bugs around.
There are some bugs, but he's got repellents, so they're not bothering him.
It's just like mosquitoes.
I'm keeping them away from me.
There you go.
Doing a great job.
Cranston.
I wouldn't mind hitting the same one that Douglas hit. Try
Okay.
to finish it off. Thunder Wave! Constitution saving throw. Try to beat 14.
I'm convinced you're. I'm.
All right, it fails its save. This swarm is going to get blasted.
7 thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet.
It doesn't even get pushed because you blast the swarm out of the air. Dead. All right, so now these swarms are going to go. They're buzzing and biting at you. The one that Douglas was focusing on is dead already. So we had one on Leanna, one on Rye, and one on Horrik. So the first 4, Leanni.
Lee.
It's now in your space. They're you can feel them trying to like force themselves into your clothing and stuff like that. And yeah, super disgusting. But you're managing to stave off any bites yet. Rye, same thing. They move in onto your space, swarming around you. 14 to do damage.
They miss.
Okay. Horrik swarms in on him. A 17 to do damage.
Not a good swarm to get hit by.
The little flies start to move right into your space, swarming down into your clothes, biting away at you. You take 8 damage.
Yeah, that could be worse.
It is back up to Lee.
Hey! Hacks and slashes. Because that's all she knows. 28 to hit.
28 hits.
9 damage.
9 damage.
That's
Another
amazing.
crit?
That's my third 20. 15. My second attack.
Lee's swarm falls to the ground, flies defeated.
Alright, can Town hop over to a different one?
Town hops over to another swarm of flies. Charges straight for Rye's swarm.
20 to hit.
Hits. Gnashing its teeth.
Cats are really good at eating flies.
8 damage.
How much?
8.
Okay. He's snapping at flies, getting a few of them. Not super effective, but it's helping Rye out
It's
somewhat.
getting a good meal.
Rye, it's your turn.
Rye torches this bunch of bugs. 5.
Whoosh.
Your shirt catches on fire.
Douglas, we've got 2 swarms left. One is swarming Rye, and one is swarming Horrik. They're about 15 feet apart.
Okay. Okay, well, I'm gonna cast Smilex Snowball Swarm a second time.
Okay. Can I make a saving throw?
Yep.
It fails.
Cool. Yeah, there we go. So, 17.
17 damage. You've got enough damage there to freeze the rest of those flies.
They fall in the air.
Fall in the air.
Yes!
Next, we've got Horrik. Horrik, you're being swarmed by these flies. They're sharing your space right now. They're right into your clothes.
I'm gonna swing my fucking flail at them.
Okay.
Just try to disperse them.
Yep.
22.
That hits.
11.
You can tell that the flail is not as effective as some sort of energy damage. Faroul, how's it going back there? You and Gondola doing okay?
Yeah, we are. Where'd the thing go?
There is no map for this.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing good. Aren't all the bugs gone now? Didn't you?
I think there's one swarm left.
One swarm was left, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I guess I can probably do something about that. I'll just,
Swoop in and play hero.
yeah.
Alright, Faroul runs in.
I'll finish this!
Don't worry, Horrik, I'll save you! Shouts Gonzalo from the back of Zongo.
10.
Plus 4.
Yeah.
You hit.
Oh, wow.
I'm amazing. 6.
Wait, you start to burn and sizzle some of these flies out of the air. You narrowly miss Horrik's head.
Noise!
Cranston.
I don't think I can Thunderwave again without affecting
Blast them into the
Horrik.
water.
I'll cast Sleep instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can you exclude these guys?
I can't, but
Yeah, you'll...
but I won't deal damage to him. Worst case, he just falls asleep, right? And it targets the lowest hit points first. 17. So 17 hit points worth of creatures fall asleep, starting with whoever is the least.
Okay, and how many hit points does Faroul have?
I didn't think about Faroul.
1 hit point?
I don't know. Tell me how many he's got.
He's got 16.
It was so close. The swarm of insects whoosh, fall to the ground. They're still buzzing faintly, but it's like a
Aw.
We start stomping.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do create water and just drown the shit out of it.
All right, nice. You guys brush the rest of these flies out of your clothing, and you start to inspect the area even closer now. You see that hidden in a lot of the underbrush are a number of dead bodies here.
I want to check the one that I stomped into.
Give me a medicine check.
21.
That body in particular looks to have been here for months.
Okay.
It's really rotted. It's really
I just
gross.
for some reason never noticed these at the skirmish time.
Yeah, well, it was a skirmish. So
Yeah, I guess so.
You're busy with other things. You start to sweep around the perimeter, and eventually you see a much more recently dead body. This is actually a wood elf, mostly decomposed from the rapid action of these flies, but recognizable enough for you to know that this is one of the members of your party.
Oh no!
Oh.
She leans with her back against a tree, and in her lap is a sticky black pyramid of incense. It smells terrible, kind of like anise and animal dung mixed together. It looks like it had been lit, but has since gone out and did not burn all the way down. Douglas, you do recognize that this was an incense candle that you got from your guides.
I'm gonna sniff it.
Yeah, it smells awful. Somebody could make an Arcana check.
11 Arcana.
This appears to be a normal candle. The normal insect incense candle.
I mean, it looks like it, but it doesn't smell like one. I can tell you guys all that.
Yeah, it seems like it'll only bring terrible luck upon us.
We should keep it.
No.
Well, we won't
That's
light
the
it.
opposite of what I was saying. Any usable rations or weapons or crossbow bolts or anything on any of the other bodies?
The dead explorers have some standard gear. Mostly anything that is metal is kind of mildly pitted with rust, but mostly usable.
Yeah.
Anything made of any organic material like leather or fabric or food is completely destroyed.
Poor Constance.
Well, Douglas, this was your companion.
Yes.
What do you want to do with the candle?
I would like to keep it only to learn more about it, but I do not want to use it in any case.
Yeah, it's evidence of
All right.
bad.
Because yes, this was given to us by our guides. Our guides who were supposedly not as smart as these guys. I roll my eyes as I say that. But
It's hard to find people.
It's true.
It's hard to find good guys.
You need
you're right.
somebody who's reliable.
Exactly.
Rye, you've been out in the jungle maybe 4 days now. How are you feeling about this whole adventure so far?
You know, having dirt under my feet isn't so bad.
Horrik, how do you feel about the jungle?
It's not the best.
What are you worried about?
There's no boat. I can't get up very high. Because there's no ladder.
There's lots of trees, though.
There's trees.
Well, you brought a ladder.
Yeah,
You're the only
I
one
suppose
that
so.
brought us.
So you feel a little out of your element.
It's fine. It's fine. I don't want to talk about it.
Lee, you in town. Town is more of a terrestrial sort of creature, right? So maybe the ship wasn't his favorite place, but how do you feel about it?
Oh, he's liking this so far, and I'm okay with it, because this is where I, not necessarily grew up, but I grew up in the jungles, so...
Back to your elven roots.
Yeah.
The forest.
I'm okay with it.
Even if it's a strange, distant forest, it's still nature.
It's my first instinct.
Right on. Cranston?
Well, he feels a little out of his element here for sure. He's more of a city guy. Hasn't met anybody he can cheat in a game of cards yet here, so...
I don't know, those illiterate guys seem pretty good.
I mean, that was...
Did you say cards? Gondolo perks up. I love cards.
We'll talk later.
All right.
After we get a few drinks in you. But he's curious. And there's some mysteries he wants to solve out here.
Any mysteries that you guys are picking out in particular that you're intrigued by?
Well, the source of the rot for sure, but just seems to be, this jungle just seems to kind of be full of mystery. We keep on finding weird items that glow or light up, and Cranston also is interested in the possible financial gains that could be made here.
Mm-hmm. Faroul, you and Gondola are probably having the time of your lives out here.
No, this is terrible.
What were we thinking?
You already had treasure.
I thought this trip would take a couple days. We'd get some dragon horde.
I mean, how far does it go?
You haven't been this far yet?
Yes.
What did I say? We should have hired Hugh. Fuck.
Who's Hugh?
Hugh Hackenstone. Not you.
Hugh Hackenstone would lead you down into some cave to some dragon lair, and you'd never end up coming back. He's
Or I would have come back with treasure already.
He's a single track mind kind of guy, whereas we are willing to adapt.
Because you don't have a track.
Yeah,
We're adaptable.
Douglas, you just met this rowdy crew of pirates and two dandies with no right to be in the forest. What do you feel?
I feel like my life has really gone bad.
What have I done to deserve this?
Can you help us?
Yeah, a few months ago, we've discovered that everybody is going to die forever, and that sucks.
What?
And then...
What?
Yeah, welcome to reality.
And then I lost my party. Now I know one of them's dead. I'm with seemingly these fucking assholes.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
you're
I
not.
appreciate that, but these guys too. Is in that whole thing.
I understand what you mean. These guys are real unscrupulous.
They seem alright. It just feels like, nothing has gone right in the past few months for Douglas.
Well,
We can make him walk the plank. It just
no
wouldn't feel
plank
the
here.
same.
You faced off so far against an assassin vine.
Yeah.
You've talked your way past a group of flaming
Oh yeah, and I
fists.
stepped in a fucking dead body.
You stepped in a dead body.
That's gross.
Fighting off a massive amount of insect swarms. You guys lay down for that night, and you are glad to see that the rain finally stops. The next morning you wake up. And while it's not raining, it does feel a little damp. It feels cold. As you're trying to sit up, your sleeping bag sort of crunches, and your breath is blowing out as this white mist. You look around, and there is snow blanketing the jungle around you. And in the distance, you hear a horn blow.
House of Bob is sponsored by Ian at Bowen Island Beers. The music in this episode, including Twisted, Path of the Goblin, Double Drift, Zombie Chase, and Brittle Rille, was produced by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com and is licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0.